News Channel 5 Network, this is MorningLine with Nick Barris.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Morning Line. Nick Barris here on a wet Tuesday morning. Sit back and enjoy the conversation this morning. You know, this weather, when it gets wet like this, it's warm, and so I'm not complaining about it, but the moisture and then the temperature changes, and this weekend, supposedly, there's going to be a big shift where it's going to dry up, but then it's going to get real cold. And that, I think, contributes in some way, at least to the fact that we have so many people under the weather here at Channel 5, and probably wherever it is you work. And, you know, this time of year, I'm always looking for tips, ideas, and options to try to maintain your health or keep from getting sick, because I get knocked out at least for a week once every year in the winter. It hasn't happened so far, but I know a lot of people dealing with the flu as well. There have been some stories of late of how the flu has reached record levels in terms of the number of cases seen at area hospitals, why that is and what you can do. We're going to get into all of that. We'll open up the phone lines as well. If you want to join in the conversation, ask along that, because the woman who's joining us now has a wealth of knowledge about basically fitness, health and wellness coach Holly Ladd with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year to you too.
Haven't seen you. We're in the new year. One reason we like having you come in, you know, first of the year is resolutions. Everyone's got resolutions. But have you heard that? I mean, this time of year, for whatever reason, you hear it, everyone stays inside more, okay? The germs are more easily shared. You tend to get sicker in the winter than in the summertime. Absolutely. I can't remember the last time I got a cold in the summer. And I've gotten maybe an illness of some type in the summer, but not head colds, things like that.
Yeah, it's rare.
So flu also, it's rampant. Now, that's not new. I'm just wondering, for you, someone who I know rarely gets sick, what do you think the trick is to staying healthy right now?
Gosh, I wish there was like we all want the one pill solution, like one answer, right? It's so multifaceted.
Right.
So first, you got to protect your immune system, right? You've got to boost your immune system and keep it healthy. Okay. So how do we do that? We do that by sleeping. So this time of year, we've just come out of the holidays. A lot of people over the holidays are stressed. They don't sleep. They're traveling. Their schedules get all whacked out of whack. They're tired, and their immune systems are just depleted from the stress and the fatigue and not sleeping. So there's that. Second, sugar, right? We've just come out of a heavy sugar season. We're eating Christmas cookies, we're eating the fudge that Aunt Beth made, you know, we're overindulging maybe in alcohol. So sugar depletes our immune system. We know that.
Processed sugar, any kind of sweet, if you need sweet, I know you kind of swear by raw honey if you have to have something, right?
Yeah, I'm a raw honey maple syrup gal, but even that, I mean, yes, the refined sugar is just like the studies show that you have depleted your immune system for like 5 hours after you eat sugar.
And that can be sugar, say, in a candy bar?
Yeah.
Any kind of sugar, in a cookie?
In a cookie,
things like that.
Anything. Like,
now, what do you mean when you say it depletes? Because a lot of people are going to say, look, Holly, I eat my share of sugar, and don't tell me that when I eat a cookie, all of a sudden my immune system is dead for 5 hours. I haven't gotten sick. I mean, what do you mean? What are the adverse effects from sugar? Why is it harmful, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, it sets off an inflammatory response, but it also, you know, I don't have the scientific terminology behind it, but basically it shuts down your immune system. It makes it less responsive. Okay. So you're just more vulnerable for those little germs that, you know, we're surrounded by germs all the time. Right. And thank God for our immune system, because we would just be dead without it. I mean, that's what keeps us alive. And so even the slightest alteration in your immune system, like, for example, if we're together, maybe I just binged on a piece of cake and you're sick. I will probably be more vulnerable to your germs if I've just eaten a piece of cake than if I've had, you know, maybe some berries or some vegetables or something like that. Something more nutritious, I guess, is what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. So sugar, so sleep, so sugar. Exercise. This is also the time of year when people
you don't exercise much.
Aren't moving as much. No. So it's like a perfect storm for illness. Sadly, but it's
you also have the flu season right now, as I mentioned. They're seeing some record levels of flu. Now, a lot of people get flu vaccines here at the station. They arrange them for us, and so I'll get a vaccine. My wife never does, and she hasn't gotten the flu. But in general, the flu, that ties in with your immune system as well. You think you're more likely to fight off the virus if you're exposed to it, if you're healthy, obviously.
Yes, absolutely. Like, first of all, your immune system, once you've had a specific type of virus, theoretically you're not going to have it again because you've built up immunity to that virus, to that flu, to that cold.
But the flu changes every year.
The flu changes every year.
Right.
And we know this year that the flu vaccine didn't have the right strains of flu in it. So you're going to see an increased
That's why a
incidence.
vaccine then not necessarily, as you know, is always going to protect you because they try to pick, I guess, what they see most of, and usually it starts in Asia at the season there. But there's other flu strains as well that it can be around as well that knock you out.
Right, which is why really the vaccine is like maybe I think the success rates are like 40% maybe
something because there's so much.
That.
Yeah, a lot of people say, well, I had my shot and I still got the flu. That's because there's other strains out there you can run into.
Exactly. So you really want to work on just keeping yourself healthy. Vitamin D. I mean, it is just such a crucial immune supportive supplement. It's actually a hormone, not a vitamin. And it helps with all those.
Where does that come in mostly? What kind of foods do you eat for vitamin D?
Well, I take a supplement. It's really hard to get in foods.
Okay, is that not? Is it? What's in the green leafy vegetables? I know you eat a lot of that, like kale and stuff. Calciums.
Yeah.
And then a lot of milk is fortified with vitamin D.
It is, but you can't really get as much, and it's not as bioavailable as like the vitamin. The best vitamin D is the sun.
Okay.
Right? So
which
again,
we haven't seen when it's raining like it is.
This time of year, we're not out in the sun. We're not getting the natural vitamin D that we get in the summertime. So a supplement of vitamin D, is helpful this time of year. Also for anyone who suffers from seasonal affective disorder, that can also be really helpful with the gray and the dark mornings.
Where you're down.
Yeah,
or
where
you just
you're
don't feel
like, ugh, oogie.
Yeah, because it just continues like mornings like this are the pits, especially when you're in the biz like I am. It's like you have to get up at 4 in the morning. It's like waking up in a nightmare. And I know there are other people because we have more people viewing in the mornings than ever before. But so you know what I'm talking about. You get up at 4 in the morning, and I'm getting up, and it's raining, and it's cold, and you have to get going. And you walk out to your car, and it's gray. And I don't have that season effect disorder. That's going to get just about anyone but a duck down, because it's just wet out there. So I like. I've heard of people getting light boards. Have you heard of those?
I have one.
You do?
I do.
I should have known. All right. So a light board it's a certain wavelength of the ultraviolet light bulbs, and there's a line of them or something, and you set it up and plug it in. You kind of read and just sit in front of it, and that light enters your eyes and helps your mood. Yeah,
there are various versions. So I have one that's called a happy light quote. So and it's blue light. It's the blue light spectrum, which is what wakes us up, which is conversely why we don't want to be on our electronics at night because it stimulates our pineal gland and tells us it's time to wake up. It's not time to go to sleep.
That's interesting. So blue light tends to do that.
Blue light, exactly. So it's high spectrum, high 10,000 lux or something like that. So it mimics the sun light. Okay. So if you can't get out, like in the summertime, I'm up early, I get out, I walk my dogs, it's bright, I don't need my light in the summertime. In the wintertime, boy, I'm up at 6, it's dark, like you said. I just spend 10 minutes with my light, kind of waking up and starting my day that way.
That is awesome.
It has made all the difference in the world.
we ought to do a reality show with a camera in your house and show the routine.
No.
Well, I'm just saying, so there's a blue light setup that you have. Will you just kind of have that on while you're in the kitchen making something to drink, or are you sitting in front of it for a moment while you're just waking up, maybe reading, or even at that point looking at your iPhone? I don't know what you would do. Yeah,
that's exactly what I do. I get up, I have it set up in my office. It's only like the size of a piece of paper, so it's not like this big contraption.
And it's not super bright. It's a blue.
Well, no, it's super bright.
Oh, it is. Okay.
You don't want to look directly at it.
Okay.
So it's like at a 45-degree angle. So I will read. I usually wake up and try to read something positive to start my day. Something affirming, and just get myself in the right headspace. And then maybe I'll shift and look at the news headlines quickly. And so it's about 10 to 15 minutes. It has an automatic timer, and then I go out and walk the dogs. And by that time, the sun's kind of up, and it's not pitch black out.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference.
It does.
I should try that. The problem is, my thing is...
You'd have to get up at 3:30.
Well, I have to get up early, and so what I'm going to do is sleep until the very last second. So I don't have any time to sit in front of a blue light.
I know.
But there are other times you can throughout the day and on weekends or whatever to wake you up.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to try that.
It'd be cool if they could put one in a car, like plug it into your little outlet and just kind of have a portable, I don't know.
Or in an office if someone, take that into account. Listen, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to put the phone line up, 737-7587. If you have any questions, healthy eating habits for 2020 is one of the things, and I know that's something we can touch on. I have a lot of friends that are working on weight loss, and that's one of the resolutions. It's crazy. I belong to the YMCA. It is so nuts. Right in the new year, how packed it is. And right about end of February, March, it starts thinning out. People, best intentions over the wayside. But a lot of people trying crazy different diets, and there was something talking about the keto diet, saying maybe not the best thing across the board. And we'll get your thoughts on that and others. Take some of your calls when we come back right after this. I think there was some breakdown.